Hey everyone, Brian from IGN here, and we're doing a map walkthrough of the planets from Star Wars Battlefront. EA released these new interactive trailers where it kind of pauses at certain points and shows you what's going on, and we're going to kind of point out the cool things that you need to know about. This is Sullust. This is the home to the only one you would probably know, the only Sullustan you'd probably likely know is Nien Nunb, who was the co-pilot for Lando Calrissian at the Battle of Endor. He was the guy who kind of sat where Chewie normally sits, and he helped a lot. He's super cool. He's coming back in Episode 7, by the way, but let's move on to this trailer. This little interactive teaser here. We see the Millennium Falcon. Who does not want to fly this, of course? The sound effects are awesome. It sounds just like in the movie. Never tell me the odds. Don't get cocky. That thruster sound when it really kicks in there is so good. I cannot wait to place the Falcon. The one thing I do want to point out really quickly is this. To recreate Sullust, it's a sort of lava, really awful, inhospitable planet. They went to Iceland on location to get, pictures for these textures and how the planet looks and feels. And this right here exemplifies to me more than ever how much this game kind of looks like someone made a model out of rocks and, sand and dirt and grass, and they made a little model and then they somehow animated it and let you control it. That's what the graphical style of this game looks like to me. It's a very odd mixture of like shiny, obviously 3D visuals and like realistic textures, like these gritty dirts and rocks. I'm not sure. I'm just kind of going off now, but there's just a great art style about this game, and I think people going like this and checking out actual locations has totally paid off. Let's move on from the first shot here. Falcon flies away, of course. Get out of here. Here we're seeing the Slave One. This is the ship of good old Boba Fett. You can pilot it as well. Not quite as cool as the Millennium Falcon, but it's pretty cool. It flies in a weird way. It lands in a weird way. It's got its things. Here we're seeing this looks like the shield generator from Endor. Of course, we're not on Endor though. We're on Sullust. That's silly. But there's more than one, right? There's more than one shield generator. We're on an Imperial factory. It's kind of one of the big environments that you can kind of fly through and fight on here. Up here, we're seeing a little dogfight action going on with an A-wing. A-wings are cool, underappreciated. I like X-wings more, but come on, let's get some A-wing love going on. Continuing, we're going to see the dogfight erupt a little more. There is a dogfight mode, by the way. There are no space battles, but you can fight ship to ship, kind of in the sky. Here we're flying through and seeing a bunch of wreckage. There's crashed TIEs, there's crashed X-Wings everywhere. Here's this rebel. I just want to point out, where is he at? Right here. Nope. He just nopes right out of there. He turns the corner and sees 4 troopers. Like, I'm out. I'm totally out of here. Here, let's take a look. This is a crashed escape pod, similar to the one 3PO and R2-D2 are in A New Hope. You see them falling from the sky sometimes, and you have to kind of fight them, over them, and capture them and control them, and they give you stuff. And that's all well and good. One thing I do want to point out here is this guy is pretty cool. He's called a Magma Trooper, or a Magma Rebel. That's cool. That's a cool name, right? I'm a Magma Rebel. Like, who doesn't want to say that? And the other thing I want to point out here is we're seeing Zabraks, another species. This was Darth Maul's species. Apparently the most independent species in the galaxy. So independent, apparently, that they don't need the bottom half of their bodies to stay alive. Let's move on a little bit. We're seeing a... Oh, wow. That might have been overkill. That kind of looked like a point-blank rocket. Here we're kind of seeing this cool upward shot of, the Lambda shuttle and the 2 Star Destroyers in the sky. The one thing that's kind of cool here is this homing rocket weapon. I don't know why he'd really need it right now, because this person is not moving. There's a stationary turret. But whatever. You do what you want to do in Battlefront. Let's move on here. That guy just bit it, too. A lot of great scenes where, it pauses right before someone's about to eat it. Here we move on. We see a bunch of rebel troopers. It looks like they maybe landed in the shuttle and are moving in here. Over here we're seeing a mine weapon, a proximity bomb that explodes when enemies are nearby. Pretty self-explanatory, but it'd be kind of fun to lay traps, especially if there's a certain area people are kind of funneling through. Could be pretty creative with that. Maybe get some cool kills. Could be a little risky, but the payoff's nice. Moving on here, we're seeing a little more of the landscape of Sullust. 1 sun, not 2. Don't worry, we're getting into Tatooine soon. Just you wait on that. Here we're seeing people kind of the mobility jumping up on all these platforms. People have these jetpacks and whatnot. And now we're inside that. Man, I'm like, oh, I'm going to talk about this guy. Never mind, he's dead. Here's a really cool shot. Just look at this guy. Look what he like. If you just kind of pull the rest of the environment away, he just looks like he was pulled out of the movie. But as cool as this guy is, I want to talk about this guy right here, the Shadow Trooper. He seems cool. He's got black on, which automatically makes him really cool. I mean, come on. He has a cloaking device, apparently, and he'll just sneak up on you. I like that he's holding a heavy blaster, which this guy is also holding, and it's like, oh, this doesn't have great aim, and it's slow rate of fire. I just like the idea, the assassin character would normally come out with, a pistol or something sneaky or fast, but this guy's like, what's up? And he just appears with a massive blaster. That sounds really fun. I kind of want to play as this dude. He seems pretty cool. Let's move on a little bit past those troopers. We see lightning. Who could that be? Oh, this Sullustan. Hold on here. Bam. I just want to point out that this person right here, this Sullustan, is probably the bravest character in the entirety of Star Wars ever. Here we see the Emperor just murdering his friends. You know, Luke confronted the Emperor too, but at least he was a Jedi or well on the way to becoming one. This guy just walks up and he's like, no, I'm going to fire my MPL-57 barrage grenades at you, and it's going to be fine. No big deal. Here, let's look a little bit at the Emperor. He's really, really cool. He seems kind of slow. I love his. Let's watch his little waddle here.
The true nature of the Force.
Good. Yeah, he kind of hobbles and then he's like, blah. There it is. He does this little tornado twist thing that he does when he's fighting Mace Windu in the movies and the other Jedi who kind of suck because he kills them immediately. But that's the Emperor for you. Let's move on and see what exactly happens to this Sullustan here. Exactly what you think would happen to the Sullustan. He's fried. He's toast. And that is our look at Sullust, planet Sullust. We have 3 other looks at Hoth, Tatooine, and Endor, so go ahead and look at those 2. Of course, we're going to have much more on Star Wars Battlefront and Episode 7 as we approach The Force Awakens this December and the game this November. So, for more on Star Wars, you're already here in the right place at IGN.